What's up, guys? Welcome back to CN Silver Creek Subdivision. It's been a long time since the last update. And again, my apologies. It's been busy. Life is busy. There's lots happening. Staging yard took just so much time, but we banged it out pretty quick. So here's the montage in no particular order because this video is rushed. My apologies. I had more footage, but it's on the new GoPro. And I can't quite figure out how to get it to do what I want it to do yet. So, and then there's a new video editing software I'm going to try here in the next month or two and try to up the video game. But for now, here's a quick little video of the worst place ever, which was in there. It was next to impossible to lay all that new wood in and then, get the track to come through the way we wanted to. But, yep, crawled in that hole and went in there and tried to lay everything, and it actually turned out phenomenal. The curves are all nice. I don't even know what they are radius-wise. Probably from 38 up to like 50 or 52 on some of these sweeping curves you're going to see later on here. Excuse the cold again. It's that time of year. So there's all the prefabs I did in my garage. They were all installed at this point. And then had to get down and tie this in. So there's two tracks here now. Before there was just one. The back track is the CP side of staging. So it is just its own yard off the helix now. It's kind of like a spur, I guess. So we had to rip this out too. All this bench work here. It was kind of when we did it the first time, obviously, because that was like 4 or 5 years ago. 4 years ago, I guess, with the helix. Our wood skills weren't where they are now, so we ripped that approach out and rebuilt it, and now it's nice and flat and level, and just the big transformer double stacks just barely clear it, so it's perfect. What else we got going on here? Oh, bust lines had to be done, and block detection into the helix to make the CTC work, so all the way down that center track to the end there is now CTC. And those were the other parts we had that I built in my garage, the second part of the prefab. So I think this was probably day 2. Day 1, we ripped out the whole old staging and got those, and then got the main yard back, just laid in, but back in nonetheless. And then day 3 was kind of this stuff, was filling in all the gaps and trying to figure out how we're going to make it work around here. Oh. Here, I'll stop talking. This is yours truly on the test train. My buddy sent me that clip, so I thought I'd throw it in there. I got the honor of running the test train across the Guelph sub. And then here's a couple little videos I made. I'll just let you watch quick. I don't know why I put them in here. I compiled this a little while ago, so I'm just trying to finish it up before it becomes November, so... Here, I'll let you enjoy it. There's only maybe a minute and a half in here. And as you can tell, there's a 4732, which was built by Tom there at Motown Models. We got it weathered up. Pretty prototypical. It's not too heavy. But the back guy, 4910, he took a lot of work, so I got him finished as well. So that also ate up some time. Okay, enough of that. So back to staging. It is installed. We finished, should say I did lay 95% of the track, but we did finish the last track a couple days ago. So that's on the main line. Like I said, there's a main line now that runs down to the middle of staging. This is heading eastbound. So it's going to go up the helix to the left and then up to Beaverton Yard. So as you can see, for how fast we did this, it turned out really well. It does run extremely well. The idea is that a train can depart like it is now out of one of the 4 like balloon tracks, I guess you want to call it. They're not balloon tracks, so they don't touch together, but I do wrap around the whole underside. So the idea is you can, there's a staging job now that grabs one of these 60 or 70 car trains out of one of those staging tracks and then switches it out, and then doubles it back up, yada yada. So I'll get back to that when we get there. So here it is arriving. So this is, there's going to be a signal there. David Liu at We Honest, I got him to build some double masted signals, or double signal single masted, like the share a mast, so there's front and back. It'll be, Perth is going to be right there. So this is a train arriving. He's eastbound arriving at staging. So the idea is the train's going to pull into one of these 4 tracks here. And the tracks hold, I think, 78 cars, or depending on which track, 80 cars, 70, 80 cars. So it's going to hold anything that we run on our layout, right? Sometimes we get the big DPU trains down there, but not very often. So you inbound, you pull into one of these tracks, and then obviously you're going to come where those autos are on the other side of the partition there. And then you'll cut off your power and go to the shop. Nice. Because our staging yard before was pull down a single track, try to find some tracks to put it in. Don't put the CN traffic in the CP traffic, and don't put the CP traffic in the CN traffic, right? So, yeah, it was, it's a lot more organized now. And by adding these extra tracks here, it's really, we haven't done an operating session yet. I think next weekend is going to be our first one with the staging yard in, but already it's alleviating congestion. So that's cool, because it's neat to have lots of railway cars and lots of track, but if there's cars on every track all the time, it kind of, takes away from the realism of it, I think, anyway. So, and the curve he's pulling in on there, that's got to be one of those 50-inch curves I was talking about. Like, it is absolutely massive. So if you're departing the other way, and then you're going to hang a right and go into the helix will be the tightest part of those curves, which is exactly what I wanted. I didn't want it to be tight here and then get into the helix, and then you got, trains pulling on different parts of it, and then it goes flop to the inside of the helix, because that's not a good thing. It never is. So, I'm not sure how long this part goes on for, but 15 miles an hour in the staging yard. He pulls in, cuts off his power, goes to a shop that we haven't built yet. And I'll show you that soon. All right, I think this is me on the stool, on the rolly stool. It is. All right, so we're going to go for a little tour around here. I'm going to guess. I think. We are. Again, I apologize for the rapid compilation of all these clips, but it has been busy. I've been busy. So I'm trying to do the best I can to keep this out to you. So there's the insulated joints. That's where the signal is going to go. It'll be a single mast, and there'll be heads on both sides. Prototypical for the CTC and what it governs on each side, as per the rest of our CTC. So we wanted 5 tracks in here. Adam did plan it out on any rail I think he used. We got the measurements as close as we could, but we ended up only getting 4 full tracks. And then track 5 here is going to be just a runaround that holds about 25 cars. And then track 5 on the other side just stub ends. It turns out that we could have put the 5th track in, but the radius would have been so tight. It probably would have been like 30 or 28, which is, we didn't want that. So tracks 1, 2, 3, and 4, you can put the yard power on this end where the salt and the potash cars here, and shove it all the way around and then into the stub tracks that we're using for CN staging. I've done it 5 or 6 times now at like 30 scale miles per hour, and like you can shove the whole train around. So that was my big concern, was, are the curves too tight? When you try to switch these trains out, like with a staging job, because that was the whole point, to mix the blocks up more so it wasn't the same blocks all the time of cars coming and going, make it a little more dynamic. And that was my biggest fear. So as you can tell in this video, track 4 and 5, they stop at that switch. So it is in now. I didn't get any more videos of it. But these curves outside is 40 or 41. Oh, hello, little fellas. Another Rob job. God, he's good at that. Go back down. Outside curves 40 or 41, then a 30 or a 38 and a half-ish, and then a 36, and then the inside one's about a 34 and a half, give or take. So even the 34 and a half, that's not in this video, but it is complete now. You can shove it all the way around and switch the yard with it. So that I'm really happy about that. Yeah, and I mean, we built a train layout underneath the layout in pretty much 2.5 or 3 weeks. So for as rushed as it was, in the planning part, it worked out pretty good. I mean, obviously, building a train layout underneath the train layout with less than a foot of clearance is not a good time. That was not fun in there. It sure wasn't. But it turned out good. It's really ran the crap out of it the last week and a half, like really pulling big heavy trains, shoving them back and forth all the way around, and it's like very little derailments, like a wheel here, a wheel there. And the big part of that was because Pico switches, the points will actually pull out a little bit if there's too much tension on your tortoise rod. Didn't know about it because we use Walthers, so we'll have to go adjust some tortoise rods. But besides that, it's pretty awesome. So there's your CP side. They got 6 tracks. The Wellington will live there, CP interchange. And those all go to the right and parallel CN up the helix 2.5 wraps to the switch at Callio. And that's where CP ties back into the layout. So it's really just a big CP spur, more or less, and that's what we wanted. The CP traffic's supposed to disappear off the layout, right? You can't get at it. You can't switch the CP stuff to this side. The tracks don't touch. So the potash is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's our CN yard, I guess you want to call it. That's where you'll switch stuff back and forth, yada yada. And they're all tortoise powered. So Adam and his dad built these panels. They're double throw. I don't know much about them, or triple throw. They're actually push buttons off of your distortion pedal for a guitar. Oh, I'm pointing. CP, mainline, and then the CN side. So that other signal I was talking about, it's going to go, there it is, insulated joints right there. To left is mainline CTC, and to the right is just 105 staging tracks. So you still do have continuous running if you want to. Yeah, so there's a CP over here, and it runs back up the helix, parallels the CN, and they go up 2.5 wraps to the controlled location of Callio, and that's where CP enters the Silver Creek sub and leaves the Silver Creek sub. We're now going to be able to have meets there too, so that's kind of neat. I mean, for the most part, we're pretty happy with this. It's not super pretty, but operational wise, it's going to just revolutionize this layout. So pretty happy about that. What am I up to now? Little stub track for the staging yard power. Okay, here we go. So you can see they almost touch here. They're actually maybe a bit too close. We'll see if the transformers get past there or not. But down the helix, right? It's coming into the track to the right. That's that main line that we saw in the beginning, the train arriving. So it goes to the outside of the partition, and then all the way down and back around and into the ladder here. So I mean, I'm gonna say that's it, but it's it's a lot of track, that's for sure. These tracks in the foreground, the power on, those are for the dimensional tracks, transformer loads, graders, pipes, anything big, because I didn't want them constantly cycling. I didn't want them in the train goes down and then it comes right back up. I wanted to have it so we could throw them in there and make it a little more spontaneous. But we don't have a shop right now, so that's the shop. So where that power is on the other side, you would grab on to the other end and then shove it all the way around into those 5 CN tracks, and then you can break the blocks up or marshal it maybe. Maybe we'll have it so one train sets off a certain commodity, or it only comes on one train or something. So I'm not quite sure yet, but I want to do something like that where the staging yard job has to block whatever kind of traffic to the head end. Yeah, so there you have it. They are all in now. There's 4 tracks to go around, and that part's done. Where this big gap is here, I'm looking at the floor, that's where the shop's going to be. I think we're going to put a switch in maybe at that pink car, and there you go, and come this way. Or if it doesn't fit there, we'll put one at the back. Wanted a Y in here. I don't know if it's going to work or not. We'll see when we get there. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's the staging rebuild in a nutshell anyway. I know it's rushed and I talked really fast, but I hope you guys can appreciate what we did here in a short order. As far as the layout goes otherwise, staging's done, except for some switch panels that have to be put in on this side here. The other side's done. The card holder pockets need to go up. And I think I have a couple little things to do here and there. The signals will have to go up. We can put the signalman in now. The CTC panels have already been updated for it. So yeah, next couple of weeks that'll be done, and then we can go drop the remaining signalmen on the top level so they're accessible after scenery. And then there's a week in November I have off. We're going to tackle the fascia, like go finish it and cut all the holes for the blue points. Like sure it up, get the lengths right, and finalize the fascia. And then do the Maisie track shift. I want to move that switch a little bit. And once those 2 things are done, which I'm hoping it's just not 2 little things, but I'm hoping they're done by the new year. And the new year, we get to start scenery. Start putting roads in and foam and sculptamold and crossbucks and details and put them in, like not loosely on the layout, but secure them down. Structures, so. It's been a long run, but we're almost to the point where we have to start moving forward instead of playing catch up and adding stuff on. So yeah, that's all for this one, guys. Sorry about all the talking. There's a consolidated version of what's happened over the last couple months. So I'll try and get some clips from that op session next weekend and turn them into a montage so you can kind of see what's happening. But that's all for this one, guys. Cheers. Happy modeling.